a modern-day gamer, playing the old and making videos for others' entertainment. He is Tom Shark. Hello there everybody, I'm Tom Shark and welcome to my first video. Since this is my first video, I'm going to be talking about a game that is very close to my heart. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate for the Wii U and 3DS. I forgot where I put the game. Basically, Monster Hunter is a mixture of Shadow of the Colossus, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim, and happy cats that stand on 2 feet and wear clothing. Now, I first got this glorious game that I'm holding in my hands right here when I was 12, and let me just say, I was pretty bad at it. But then over the year I played it, I was able to hone my skill, and I got really good. I mean, I guess that was called honing my skills. And now, to officially start this video off with a bang. Okay, I can check that off the list now, thanks a lot. Now that that's over, the game starts out with a very interesting cutscene where the son of the chief is getting some bones and walking out of the woods. Then some people start trading, and then comes one of the funniest parts of the whole game to me. The chief's son has apparently been wearing the same pair of pants for too long. Then he goes and does some other stuff with those cats I told you about, and an earthquake happens. Then the cutscene goes first person view and you arrive at Moga Village. Then came the second funniest scene in the entire game. As it turns out, the chief's son isn't alone on the whole old pants thing. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has been wearing their pants for too long. Then the game officially starts with the chief himself talking to you. Did I mention the chat bubbles? Cause good god, there are chat bubbles. At the beginning of the game, everybody wants to talk to you because you're the brand new hunter fresh off the boat. So basically, everyone has at least 20 chat bubbles that I wouldn't advise skipping. You most likely can't complete the intro to the game without talking to most of everyone. When I first started the game, I tried to read most of the chat bubbles, but I didn't listen to the chief, who tells you to go into the woods to go help the son who's trying to fix the campsite. And if you don't do that, you can't access any of the villager requests or the village hunt quests. When I skipped the chief's chat bubbles, I only read Nico's 35 chat bubbles and went to Tanzia Port and tried to hunt a Kuropeko over 10 times, which clearly didn't get me anywhere. Until one day, I decided to go for a walk in the woods and I went through the full intro and finally found out everything I was supposed to do. Even though the chat bubbles are long, it's worth it later on. Now enough of my small mishaps. The story is actually pretty okay for a game where you just go out into the wild and kill random creatures. The basic gist of the game is that earthquakes have been happening in the village of Moga, and you, the brand new hunter, have to go on quests to kill all the monsters bothering the townsfolk. One of my favorite parts of the game is reading all of the quest reports about the people who are getting attacked by the monsters. Some of them are from desert guards who have been attacked by a monster, fishermen who have been seeing weird things in the water, and artists that can never paint a picture because the nice patch of moss they wanted to paint was actually a Durham Burroughs. Whoops! The controls work pretty well in this game too. The Wii U and the 3DS control exactly the same way, but the 3DS felt a bit more free-form. The Wii U's controls felt a bit more constricted to me. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Anyone else that thinks differently about that is cool with me. And let me just say, if you don't have the right items for some quests, completing them is a big hassle. For example, if you don't have any deodorant on Brachidio's quest, you'll be exploding a lot. There are many items and many ways to get them. You can get items by acquiring them from quests, telling farmers to grow crops for you, sending ships out to sea to gather supplies, buying bombs, herbs, and bowgun ammo from shops, trading items with the Argosy captain when the Argosy comes to town, and getting cards and items from the wild. No matter how cool those options are, I usually buy most of my items at the shop or I craft some of them. And crafting brings me to my next little bit of info. Your bedroom. It's not really all that great and someone could probably break in pretty easily, but it has my bed, it has my belongings, it's home. And I'm roommates with a cat and some kid who occasionally shows up sometimes. The kid I do not know the name of, but I do know that the cat is called my Chamberlainian. He lets you get DLCs, decorate your room, or watch videos about the monsters, and the kid does nothing. Where I usually do my crafting is in this chest where I can manage my armor/weapons and store my items. Yeah, I have a lot of resources. Most of them are from carbs or other such things from slaying monsters. Speaking of the monsters, the beasts are everywhere. I don't know how everybody isn't dying the minute they step over the edge of the wild. The only reason this doesn't happen is because the AI doesn't allow it, and the AI can get pretty aggressive when it comes down to combat. Monsters can ram into you, they can leg sweep, or should I say body sweep you. They spit various substances at you. They can jump or fly and crash into you. They can also poison you, set you on fire, give you some weird water blight thing. They can make you explode, like I said earlier, and they can even disable you from using your items. Now it's time to go to one of my favorite places in the game, Port Tanzia. This is practically one of the biggest hunt guilds in the world, and there's a lot to do here as well. You can pretty much do everything you can do in Moga and even more. Some of the other things you can do is get 100 guild cards or ring the gong for wireless multiplayer. You can sign up for arena fights, and you can eat lunch at the bar. Did I mention you could get a meal in Moga too? No? Well, you can. Hey everybody, look! It's Snake! Whoops, never mind. Well, I am pretty sure that woman's Mr. Clean's grandmother. I mean, have you seen the size of that pack? It's huge. Too bad you can't bring your companions into multiplayer, though. And by companions, I mean Cha-Cha and Kayamba, little masquerade people from a tribe called the Shakalaka. Let me just say, they love to dance. But that's a good thing, because just like the food bar, it gives you health, attack, and defense boosts. They also tend to pick up lots of items, which comes in handy sometimes. The most useful thing about them is that you can change their masks to different things. Like a barbecue mask to cook your meat, or a whetstone mask to sharpen your weapons. And your weapons are pretty awesome too. You have about 12 to choose from, but I go with the hammer because it does a lot of damage. Usually you make weapons with carbs and rare ores and stuff like that. Now that I've pretty much given you the gist of the game, I think I'm a little tired from monster hunting all day. See you next time! Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching my first video. If you liked it, shoot me a like. Or if you really liked it and you want to watch more of my videos, then just subscribe. Also, I'm thinking about starting a hardcore collection or a playthrough series, so if anyone has any suggestions for that, just put them in the comments. See ya! I found it.